if you're trying to target repossessions, if you're trying to target those going through marital issues, those go through financial hardship issues, all those will have different messages. So make sure, golden tip for this one video alone, make sure that you got your message correct. Hi guys, it's Arsh here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about one of the most common statements that I hear. I can't find any deals. And I'm going to be showing you in this video how easy it is to find deals, and more important, where you should be looking for them. So before we do any of that, I need a small favor from you. If you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell, every time I release a video, you get notified of it. Now, this video is sponsored by the Property Investor app. It's the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of deals all over the UK. Whether you're looking for a below market value deal, a rent to rent deal, a lease option deal, we've got them all there. Now, there's two ways to get involved. You can either go to www.propertyinvestораpp.co.uk, or if you've got a smartphone, go to the App Store, type in Property Investor and download it from there. Now let's get straight into it. One of the most common statements that I hear from students, from people that are approaching me, from other deal sources, is that they can't find deals. They're running out of places to look. They don't know how to appraise it. They don't know how to package it. They're not sure how they're going to sell it, or if they've got a database of people to sell to. Now, first of all, I should say, and I'm going to be a little bit brash when I say this, that there is such an abundance of properties out there that you should not be in a position where you have not got enough stock to go off and, let's call it, chase. Now, I'm going to list all the places that we kind of look. Now, I don't mind saying that I've got no issues with working with agents. I know that there'll be lots of other people out there in the property industry that says you should always go direct to vendor. Now, I'm going to be very clear here, is that why would I do all the work and go direct to vendor if they've only got one property? Why would I not work with an organization that has got 50 properties and that can feed me with a line of deals, or almost like a funnel of deals, month in, month out, and they've done all the work for me. They've got off and they've spent money on marketing. Now let's just use large national estate agents like Connells. How big do you think their marketing budget is? Now, I'm looking at this from a grand scale, and you've got to remember that I do over 500 deals a year in sourcing. So these are deals that we negotiate, we package, we sell onto our investors. We've got over 42,000 investors on the Property Investor app. That's not a plug, but if you haven't already downloaded it, go and download it from here. So why would I spend a lot of money on trying to focus on one property where I could work with an organization that's going to fulfill my funnel? Now, and again, go back to my point, how large is the marketing budget for somewhere like Connells? They're going to have a marketing budget for hundreds of thousands of pounds, which means that they're going to cast their net out so wide that they're going to be able to pull in more properties than I could ever deal with myself personally. Does that kind of make sense? Now, when you think of it from that point of view, if they're already putting their marketing budget out there and they've got their marketing machine running to generate all these leads to come into their agency, and then you can work with them and sell them to your investors, why wouldn't you do that? Now, people in the property industry says, well, we should go direct to vendor, we might get a better deal. And I agree with that. Going direct to vendor, you will get a better deal. However, remember, that's just one deal. How much time is it going to cost you in getting that deal? How much time are you going to spend on getting that deal? How much money is it going to cost you in generating that lead? Where are you going to get the lead from? Ultimately, it would have come from an agency anyway. Why don't you just work with them? Why don't you create that relationship? Now, I'm a big advocate for working with agencies. I've been working with agencies for nearly the best part of 15 years. So that's just one avenue. I've got approximately 15 different avenues, and I'll talk to you. So we work with agents on Rightmove, Zoopla, on the market. We're looking at auction companies. We're looking at letting agents. We're looking at planning registers. We're looking at HMO registers. We're looking at, believe it or not, I'm going to give you a little tip here, funeral directors. How many of you have actually ever worked with funeral directors? I can imagine less than 1%. Now, I've been doing this, and this is one of my golden tips. Don't know why I'm sharing it on such a public channel, by the way. But I've been working with funeral directors for nearly 20 years. Now, depending on how you like this, you might think that this is a little bit too aggressive for you. But when someone passes away, what do they leave behind? They leave potentially assets. Now, the people that inherit these assets may not necessarily want to become landlords, but they want to dispose of the assets and they don't want to have to go through the rigmarole of putting it on the market. So one of the ways that we started to advertise with local funeral directors, and we actually did really well off the back of that. Now, I appreciate it's a very sensitive subject and it's a very sensitive topic, so your message has to be very clear, but also very what's the best way that I can describe it? It has to be very sensitive, and you have to be very caring around it. It's not a case of, oh, someone's passed away, you've been left a house, can we buy it? It's got to be a case of, sorry for your loss. There are times where someone does leave an asset and you're not sure what to do with it. We're here to help. So your message has got to be very personal. It's got to be very sensitive, and we did really well off that. We did extremely well. So I've run marketing messages and marketing campaigns for different types of vendors, different types of messages for different types of customers. And it's not a case of one size fits all. If I went into that funeral directors with the message of, we buy property and land for cash, would we buy yours, which is one of our other messages, would that have worked? No, it wouldn't have. Absolutely not. We would have got zero. It would have been a waste of money. Whereas, direct to vendor leads are completely different to how you approach agents, and the different direct to vendor leads that you do. So if you're trying to target repossessions, if you're trying to target those going through marital issues, those going through financial hardship issues, all those will have different messages. So make sure, golden tip for this one video alone, make sure that you've got your message correct. So going back to the point, if you think you're struggling with not generating leads, you're not being creative enough. Unfortunately, that is the message. You are not being creative enough. Go out there, start looking for them, utilizing all the platforms. More importantly, utilize all these corporations that have got massive marketing budgets and almost like piggyback off the back of them. In essence, you could call it that we're co-sourcing off the back of them. If you need any help with that, if you've got any questions surrounding this, please send me an email. So go to my website, which is arshilahi.com/contact. I'm hoping that we're going to put the link there, or it may be up there, maybe even a bit there. But off the back of that, send me a message and I'll give you a quick call. We can have a quick chat about what your marketing strategy is. And these are the kind of things that we cover in the Elite Property Tribe. So without going and boring you too much about it, I've got a program called the Elite Property Tribe. I can put some links perhaps somewhere there. And then off the back of that, if you want to know a little bit more about what the Elite Property Tribe does, it teaches you about all the different ways how to source lots of different properties all over the UK and all the different strategies. So not just the one strategy, so you're not that one trick pony that everyone else is aiming to be. So there we have it, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. It is very short, it is very sharp, it is very fast, but hopefully you've taken away a couple of nuggets off this video alone. Now, we've got lots more free content out there. So I release a podcast every Tuesday at 6 a.m. It's called The Property Rebel. Go and find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. They're just some of the platforms that it's on. Please feel free to leave me a review if you do listen to podcasts, and if you are already listening to a review, thank you. As well as that, go and find me on all social media channels. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and Clubhouse, all under the handle of Arsh. And finally, as I said, all our videos are all sponsored by the Property Investor app. It's the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of deals all over the UK. So whether you're looking for below market value deals, rent to rent deals, lease option deals, we've got them all there. Go to either our website, which is propertyinvestораpp.co.uk, or if you've got a smartphone, go to the App Store, type in Property Investor and download it from there. But on that note, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. As always, please stay safe, well and happy. And I look forward to speaking to you all very soon. Thank you and bye-bye.